Hey guys, what's going on? It's Matt, Trend 43. In today's video, I have beloved number 13 here on the PRR Keystone. Since the last time you guys saw the layout, I've done some work to it, and I also went to a train show recently, and I got some cool things, so I'll go ahead and show you guys all that in today's video. Alright, so the first thing we'll talk about is on the building front, and I went ahead and rearranged some buildings, and also, like I said, I went to a train show, and I got some new buildings. So, the first building we'll talk about is here. This is my house from Model Power. And it originally was by the transfer dock over there. And I went ahead and moved it because Max from Max Railroad reminded me that due to housing codes, you would never have a house next to a transfer dock. So I went ahead and moved it. I also have this MTH Model Railroad store. And I went ahead and moved that from a different location. And that is that. So I also got some new buildings, like I said. So I got this Lano cell tower right here. This thing is massive, as you guys can see. It's really cool. And I haven't even wired it up yet, but that's that there. So also I moved my MTH yard floodlight tower. Speaking of floodlight towers, here's another one. This is a Lano floodlight tower. I got this at the train show too. And it is really nice. It too has not been wired up yet, but it eventually will be. So it's really cool. And then eventually the CSX water tower is going to be replaced by a Lionel UP1 with the flag on the side with the blinking light on top. So I'm going to get that soon. Then also this wind turbine is going to be replaced by the Lionel one. And that's just one I got out of a set one time, and I'm going to go ahead and get the Lionel one. It looks basically the same, but it has the moving blade on it and everything, so I'll go ahead and do that. So next we'll go back to the train show items and talk about some other things I got. Alright, here's the last two items I picked up at the train show, and one of them is right here. It's a Lionel PS5 New York Central gondola. And as you guys know, I have the New York Central F units over there. But until now, I've had very few pieces of New York Central. And this is piece number 3, I believe. So I got a good New York Central train going. I also got this. This is a BN hopper from Lionel. It's the bathtub gondola with the rotary coupler on this end here. And this is actually an add-on to a set that was part of a coal train set that Lionel made. They made a set that had a BN SD70M and I think 6 of these. They made a single one, which is this one here, and then they made a 3-pack. So I think you have like 10 cars for the train. It's a big train. So I found the 3-pack. I just haven't found the set. So I'll go ahead and get the 3-pack, and then if I find the set, I'll probably buy that so I can have the whole train. So that's my haul from the train show. Really good stuff, I think. So now we'll talk about my stuff, and we'll talk about some custom work that I've been doing. Okay, so the first piece I customized is this MTH Premier Pensy bulkhead flat car. And originally it came with a scale tracks load from MTH, the scale track system from MTH. And I gave those pieces to my dad so he can use it on his layout. And then this car just kind of sat without a load for a while, and then I thought, well, I want to put something on here, so I went ahead and got some tubular track that I wasn't using. And I went ahead and attached the chains with the springs on them. And I got what you see here, and it looks really, really neat. Now, that's piece number 1. Piece number 2 is this. This is one of my California Zephyr passenger cars from Lionel. And I went ahead and customized it, but for you guys to get a better understanding of what I did, let's go ahead and look at the factory version, and you guys can see the differences. Alright, so here's the two cars, and this one here is the factory car, the way the car came out of the factory, and here's my modified car. So as you guys can see, the differences are quite apparent, and it's really neat. Now, the pattern on the floor, this came from the OGR forum. I went ahead and looked up about detailing passenger cars, and I went ahead and found a pattern that I liked and printed it out on my computer, and it's on the car. Now, these spots here, I was gluing figures, but they came undone, so I'll have to fix that. But the plan is to do this car in a very similar way to this. Now, another thing I had to do, sadly, because of my own mistake, I was messing around with the dome part of the car. And actually here it is. Right here, this part. And what I don't like about it is it's held in by tabs. Let me grab the other car. You can see it's held in by these tabs. And I was going to do the dome part the same way with the carpet and everything else. But when I took it off and I started removing the seats, because I went ahead and removed all these seats before I started work on the car, so that way I can rearrange them like you see here. Well, the problem was the fact that they don't fit well in these tabs after you take them off. So they kept bouncing around and everything, so I just decided to screw it. And plus this piece didn't go back onto the tabs very well. You can see they're in there somewhere. There's one, and the other one is right there. So I went ahead and decided to screw it, and I just left it up here. So I went ahead and reconnected the lights. I had to actually connect the cables together. So it's a little bit annoying to look at, but if you have it like this, it really won't matter. And also, I did something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, which is redo these windows. Now they're fragile, so I gotta be careful. But here's what the original windows looked like. As you guys can see, they're the ugly green ones, which I personally hate. So I went ahead and took some windows and popped them in here. And as you guys can see, it looks really good now. Let me grab the two shells and put them next to each other. Original, modified, original, modified. I think it looks really, really neat. So this car will be done in a very similar fashion to this one. So I can finally put this one back together, because I've been working on this for about a week. So this is a very involved project. It took me, the longest part was getting the floor done, because I had to kind of figure out what I wanted and how to do it. So, but there you go. So now I know some of you guys are probably going to ask me, will I do a how-to video on doing this? I may. I'm not 100% sure, but I may. If I do, you guys will definitely see it. So that's about all I have for the progress on this set as of right now, but I will definitely keep you guys updated on it. So next, we'll go ahead and take a look at some other stuff. One last thing on these California cars. So here's the one that I just showed you, all put back together. If I get this thing in focus, you can see, I think it was great. And I took out the dome section. As you guys can see, you can actually see inside here, which I think is really cool. I even did the underside too. And here's the other side. So I think it looks really good, and these tops can be removed. So I need to put capacitors in this thing, which I also should make it LED. Maybe I will one day. But there you go. That's the completed car. So this one's next. Alright, let's take a look at what else we got going on. Alright, so as far as what else has been going on, haven't really done too much else on the layout. I've been really mainly working on that car. That car took me a long time to do. That's been eating up most of my time down here. But as far as what else is going to be coming on the layout, like I said, the water tower and those couple other buildings, I'm going to eventually get all these buildings wired, and I'll install signals and stuff like that. I believe I talked about that in the last update. But that's that. Also, I have my MRC transformer that's actually getting fixed right now. So eventually I'll have a transformer to wire all these buildings too. So it'll look really cool in the end. But that's basically about it on this update. I'm not going to really trains or anything for you guys today. Maybe next time. But I believe the next series will be on this cars. I really do want to show you guys how to do it. So until the next one, guys, I'll see you.